7 charged with stealing millions in COVID relief, spending it on a Lambo, a 2013, so they saved some money, bought used, and a Porsche. They didn't explain which Porsche. All told, Amir Akil and Sadiq Azimuddin received $16 million from the PPP program, seeking $30 million. But that's when the feds and 45 warrants showed up. And this is the problem when you commit fraud. If you don't have the income from the past, if you think, no one can see my tax returns, I just have to sign something. The feds get warrants for this stuff. If they see some business that's like a delicatessen and a check cashing place that all of a sudden are asking for $30 million from the government for PPP, they're going to get a warrant and look at your past tax returns to see why would you need this much money. And if there is no correlation to damages and anything from the bad guys from Superman Returns coming to Earth to COVID that would warrant such monies because you don't have the income to justify it, you're going to get fucked. This is free money. If 77% of your workforce, if you keep them on the payroll, the PPP is free. And that this has coerced a lot of people into committing fraud. The problem is there's a fine line between having a business and being successful and cheating within that range. Like, I don't know, you get, say you do $7-8 million a year at 25% margin. You try to take out, $1 million from PPP. That's possible. You have 300 workers, 150 workers working for you. Definitely doable. Definitely doable. Asking for $16 million, well, let's extrapolate that. What is the value? You have a $100 million business? You see, it's so short-sighted, and then you're fucked. These people don't get to keep this money, I'm guessing. Part of their plea deal will be if they try to hide it to bring it back. And they could be facing 10 years. So you take $16 million divided by 10, look at the discount rate of money. They're not keeping the money. So let's say they keep $1 million of it. It comes down to $100,000 per year. You have to discount that back at a rate of 5 to 8%. What is the real value of that money in today's terms? I'm going to say like $450,000, $550K, something like that. That's what they did this for. And then the opportunity cost of not working for 10 years when you're locked up in prison, oh my goodness. It's just stupid. I don't, and this happens so quickly. There have been people that have been charged by the feds. Literally, the feds knew right when they filled in the thing that they were cheating. They let them take the money, go buy jewelry, buy their, NetJets card or whatever, and then come after them. It's like, that's one of the most dangerous things, is that you don't know when the feds are watching. I have a great example of this, of a friend of mine who came up from a very bad neighborhood. And he was jealous of his friends who were part of a drug trafficking network. This is true. I have friends from all different backgrounds, and he's black, so that's a plus for me because I am definitely not black, nor does it look like I have tons of black friends based on how pasty I am, which is somewhat racist because you shouldn't think that just in the way I look. Anyway, he was telling me, BenBen, I'm really jealous. My friends I grew up with aren't letting me into this thing they're doing. Like, what are they doing? Well, they're selling, they're moving weight, heroin and cocaine. And I'm like, do you really want to be involved in that, dude? And it's like, well, it's more that I'm upset they didn't let me in. They didn't ask me. They've asked other people, but they were my boys when I was growing up. I knew them for decades. I'm like, I understand. So you feel slighted. Of course, you should. I understand. They're your friends. Do business venture. You inquired about it, I imagine. Not going to go into that. There's this whole thing about conspiracy where if you know someone's doing something wrong and you don't tell the cops, you can actually be charged. They use it against you. I know this. I know this full well. If they want someone, they'll go to all your fringe friends and put pressure on them, especially ones that know for a fact what you do. And they're like, oh, you didn't tell the FBI that your friend sells cocaine. We're going to ruin your life. Not fun. But yeah, it's what they do. It's just part of the pressure thing. They don't care about you. They care about your friends. And so I said, well, you never know when the feds are watching. They have 13 years or something. on conspiracy charges to get you in trouble. Don't think you're like missing out on something. They may already be fucked. Lo and behold, within a month of that conversation, he calls me up and says all of his friends were picked up by the feds. Huge drug trafficking charges, massive. May never leave. May never get out of jail. You know, I'm talking about 30-year sentences, stuff like that, because of their previous history. I said, can you imagine if you finally got into it? You got into the game right when they were going up. They were showing their, leased Lambos and whatever, and you're like, oh, I'm so jealous. I'm finally in. I got in, and you didn't realize they were already fucked, and now you just joined, and now you're fucked with them, and you didn't even get to enjoy it. You know, the sort of utility function of happiness in life is to kind of enjoy your riches, enjoy the quality of life. Of course, that doesn't really happen when you're behind a jail cell. And I don't know whether a year of being rich to being in jail for 20 years is worth it. I don't think so. And it's certainly not worth the sleep and lack of sleep of just constantly being worried and like knowing that in any second someone could be knocking on your door. Lo and behold, you were worried about something that's silly. The whole thing blew up in your face, and you're not part of it. You're relieved, but you're so upset you were not part of it just a month ago. So yeah, that happens. I don't know. But the PPP thing, I wonder if any part of the Justice Department said to the SBA and said, hey, do this, make it so it's like, almost like they knew that some people would cheat and they'd be able to charge people. Because there are people on these dockets that have never done anything wrong in their life. They just saw the opportunity for free money. All the while, their own government's fucking them over and destroying their businesses by denying them the ability to actually function appropriately and normally based off of the fear of the spreading of COVID. We don't care that you and your livelihood are going to the shithole. We don't care that you put all your life savings into a business and started in 2020. Don't care. If you lie on this sheet of paper, we are going to come after you. But they dangle it in front of you like meat on a hook in a lion's cage. I feel bad. I feel so bad. This is wrong. It's wrong of the government. I don't know, man. I think it's wrong.